Wow, YouTube. The stars keep coming. I mean, literally, the stars keep coming. A brother blessing us with his time tonight. A brother whose beard looks 3 times better than mine. A brother who makes bald heads look just as damn good as when Michael Jordan first pulled that shit out. Ladies and gentlemen, he was Poop on The Wire. He's Gordon Hawk on We Own the City.
Yeah.
And he's also Kendrick Murphy on Saints and Sinners. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you from the DMV, my big homie, the big homie, hardest working man in Hollywood, Trey Chaney, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, man, I'm gonna tell you like this, Lamont. Now you've spoiled me because if nobody does an introduction like that for Trey Chaney, I don't even want to come on. Like that was an amazing introduction, man. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate being on your platform.
I appreciate it, man. We not done. I got to give you the Hollywood clap too. Take a look at this.
Yeah. There it is. There it is.
My brother, it's good to have you in the building, man. You have just been on a tear, working your hind parts off, man. I mean, working it off.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about what it's been like for you over the last couple of years. You've been credited with over 60 acting credits since 2002, and you're still on the grind. Talk to the people about what's got you grinding so hard.
Man, you know, it's so funny because you just like reminded me of the hard work. Because, you know, as an actor, as a hip hop artist, you know, when we're in it, we got tunnel and we're just focused on the work. But, you know, from your words, I really just feel like 2002 was the start of who Trey Chaney was as an actor. I started in this business, though, at 8 years old, you know, so you know, performing at different venues such as New York City Amateur Night at the Apollo. I won 5 times. I was hip hop dancer. I remember being backstage with my OGs, Big Daddy Kane, Rock M, Slick Rick, who I still open up for on stage as a hip hop artist to this day. And of course, you know, shout out to Snoop Dogg, who's embraced me, took me under his wing, put me on huge arena platforms with him to open up. But I go back to, you know, that young kid, that young Trey Chaney at 8 years old, from 8 to 18, just performing, you know, dancing, rapping. And at 18, I'm originally from Forestville, Maryland, Washington, D.C. And I get discovered at a talent show at 18 years old by this woman named Linda Townsend. And she was a talent manager from DMV. And she said, look, I don't specialize in submitting dancers or rappers for projects. I only work with actors. She said, but though, since you won, you're not stage fright. That's for one. You got a unique look about you, and I want to start submitting you for acting projects. So 2002, a lot of people don't even know this. I'm giving you the exclusive. The Wire was my first audition, first job I ever booked as an actor.
Wow.
Out the gate.
Wow.
So I go not having a clue about how to slate my name, height, role. You know, Pat Moran, if anybody knows who Pat Moran is, the casting director, she's tough. You know, so going in there, I originally read for Weebay. You know, a lot of people don't Weebay. And you know, reading for Weebay, she said, okay, you remember the monologue. We'll see, you know, if you get a call back. So I get a call back, and for actors and actresses that don't know what a callback is, it's actually when the creators, the directors, the writers, producers, they haven't quite hired you yet, but they considering. So I go back and boom, David Simon is in there, the creator of The Wire. You know, Ed Burns, Nina Noble, George Pelicanos. You know, I mean, all of these amazing people from just that show. And I read again for Weebay. I leave. I get a call in October of 2001 saying, well, you didn't get cast for Weebay. You got cast to play Malik Pudkar. And I was only supposed to do the first episode, the first or second episode in the first season. That ended up turning into a huge recurring character for all 5 seasons, not getting killed off. Poop going from drug dealer to working at Foot Locker. And it showed the arc of that character. You can change your life. You can change your life around if you've seen so much crime, violence, having to commit crimes, selling drugs, and nothing good has come out of that. So that character arc decided to change his life around. And here we are 20 years later.
Wow.
The Wire, 20 years old, June 2nd. Here we are talking about a show that when we were all a part of this show, we had no idea that this was going to be the groundbreaking, critically acclaimed show of all time. It's a blessing. I'm very humbled by it. I'm still humbled to be talking about it. A lot of actors and actresses don't come out the gate like that, and I was very fortunate to start with The Wire. And in between, other projects such as Streets with Meek Mill. I shot that in Philly, that premiered on Netflix, BET. And then you got, you fast forward a little bit to Saints and Sinners.
Right.
Cast for Saints and Sinners in 2015 and being on season 6, like starting with them first season being introduced as Clifton Powell and Vanessa Bell California, Kendrick Murphy, and show becoming a regular on there for all 6 seasons has been a blessing. Then you go from that to 20 years later, the creators, writers, and producers of The Wire, they call my phone and they say, hey, we got this opportunity. We're getting ready to shoot back in Baltimore after 20-something years, 15, 20 years. And I just remember being on a call like this with David Simon, George Pelicanos, Alexa Fogel, Nina Noble. And when I read Gordon Hawk, I felt something about that character. It was a police officer. It was a good police officer at that. That was a total different role for me, going from Poop, the drug dealer, to now playing police. So when you ask the question at the beginning, like, why do I grind so hard and where does this come from? It's just the fact of knowing that I'm in a great position to grind like this, to inspire and motivate and encourage the next man or woman or child to never give up on their dream. Because
absolutely,
and plenty of times, I could have been bummed out. A lot of times, a lot of actors and actresses, we audition more than we book. And that could get real discouraging. But not once did I get discouraged. I may have asked myself, I wonder, when is this going to pop off? I might have got anxious, like we all do, because we all human. But at the same time, my motto is head down, skating, tunnel vision, never give up until I accomplish every single goal and dream that I've ever aspired to wanted to do.
Right. Wow. Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, all his links are in my video description. He's got a YouTube channel. He's got a banging IG. He's got a banging Twitter. You need to go subscribe to all his links because he puts out nothing but fire. And I'm going to take you in the Wayback Machine as you discuss with me about what it's like doing more auditions than getting jobs. I did my homework, my brother, and I got your SAG demo reel. Take a look at this.
Let me ask y'all something. Do the chair know we gonna look like some punk ass bitches out there? What the fuck you talking about? Oh. Shut the fuck up, nigga. Y'all motherfuckers sitting up here laughing. Do you know who I am? We about to make you the most famous photographer on the East Coast.
How? What's this? A couple of Bonnie and Clyde wannabes.
Good evening, I'm Lorenzo.
And I'm Mom.
You know what time it is, money in the bag.
She knew what time it was.
You know what? That was one of my first demo reels because I got a whole different with the Saints and Sinners stuff on it too. So you took me back. That was Lorenzo and Monica. That was Streets. That was Epitaph, like a spoken word film that I did. I mean, just, you even bringing me back to those moments and reflecting on my career. I, as an artist, I've just been so committed to doing the work without getting emotionally attached to that end result. Because the thing is, when you put the work in, everything that you aspire or everything that you want will eventually come full circle. I mean, even with this whole We Own This City, with reteaming up with David Simon and the creators from The Wire, it's like I reteamed up with the people that put me on 20 years ago. And just imagine if I would have gave up or stopped working.
Right.
They may have contacted me, and this business is all about relationships, and people want to help people when you're actually helping yourself. They want to they'll lend a hand out when they see you doing the work as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to definitely get to him and what he's doing. We Own the City, but I'm just taking him back through memory lane, just dredging up more and more motivation for you guys to understand what was his process as he was going through these roles. There was a lot of people I know, Trey, that claim they haven't seen The Wire, but have become inspired to go back and watch it because We Own the City. Yeah. So if you want to see Trey, and we're going to hop in a time machine, take a look at Poop from The Wire working with a very, very young Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
What's happening? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? You know the fucking rules? So what'd you say to make D pay out? I told him to give it up or I'm taking out of the account. Shit. Yo, look. I'll punk niggas when I got to. Hey, yo, that's him. That's who? One of the ones that robbed us, the light-skinned boy. That's him? All right, come on.
Wow.
Brother,
yeah.
What does it feel like to know you are one of the stars of a set that turned everybody into a star? I mean, everybody from the producers to the backup men to the makeup to you to Michael B. Everybody has succeeded from that show. What did it feel like to be a part of that fraternity?
I feel like, man, none of us really knew what we were a part of when The Wire was filming. We just knew we were a part of something special. But for that show to put us in a certain kind of light and for people to recognize our work from The Wire, and now to see my brother Michael B. Jordan, my brother Idris Elba, everything that you guys are doing. And then for them to see what I'm doing, and J.D. Williams, who played Bodie, and Lawrence Gillier, who played D'Angelo, and, rest in peace to our brother Michael K. Williams, who played Omar. Everybody went separate paths, but we all are still one. We all come from, like you said, the fraternity of The Wire. And The Wire birthed so many different careers, so many different opportunities that's still happening to this day. So it feels exciting. It's humbling. It shows longevity. And like I said, man, just to still be speaking about my 60 credits on IMDb or as an actor, or me producing my own content and putting out music still, it's like, wow, hopefully this serves as an inspiration to anybody to say, look, if you just stay the course and if you stay patient, anything that you want to accomplish, goals that you set, it can happen. It can happen. I'm living proof. I'm still dreaming with my eyes open. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm walking every single day. I'm living proof. I never gave up. And I still have a long way to go. Because people look at all of the wins. They look at We Own This City. They look at Saints and Sinners. They look at, some of my celebrity friends that I'm able to kick it with or at any time I want. And it's like, man, it's a lot of hard work. that went into that. It's a lot of hard work and smart work. You know, it's moving correctly. You know, moving correctly, making the right decisions, and we don't always get it right the first time. We don't always get it right the first time, but as long as you stay the course and you keep pushing, because I don't like to use the word try. You're just going to keep pushing forward. It can happen.
Help us understand what have been your greatest challenges, because you speak as a man who has endured some pain as you grew in this industry. You speak as a man who has been afflicted with several things to try to get you to get out of this game. So talk about some of your greatest obstacles you had to overcome to keep growing in this entertainment industry.
Well, one of the biggest obstacles that led to, you know, that particular question is when The Wire ended in 2008, no producers, writers, directors were just calling my phone to say, hey, we got this project, we want you to star in it. Me thinking, okay, I was on The Wire, I'm getting ready to be a big Hollywood star. It just didn't happen like that. So it got frustrating. So from, you know, when it ended in 2008, I sat for 2 years, like with no work, into 2010. Wow. And then I reconnected with a brother of mine, Torrance Hall, and my camera videographer, Deuce Double. And we had a conversation because I was really down and out. I was flat broke, you know, in 2010. I mean, it was terrible. I was going through personal problems, you know, in my household with my wife, you know, and it was just like, man, I didn't know where to turn. And I'll never forget Torrance. He said, you are a walking billboard. You were on The Wire. It's time to take advantage of being independent. Nobody is calling you. Nobody's over top of you saying, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that, I need to cut. Man, so what started off as a very challenging time of me being broke, not having no money, I started selling my own merchandise out of the trunk of my car in Washington on 13th and F Street near the Warner Theater. Wow. Anybody see, they know where that's at. On the, you got Poop from The Wire out there in his car out of the trunk with t-shirts, CDs, books, my own independent films that I had shot with independent filmmakers, and that continued for 5 years straight. Lamont, some days I wouldn't make $1.
Right.
And that was, you know, you're talking about a man that has a family, that's a father, that's a husband. You know, some days I wouldn't make $1. So all of those things that were trying to break me, I still kept my eyes on the prize. And that was eventually, if you keep working, if you stay the course, and if you be patient, because a lot of us, we just don't got patience. But if you be patient, something will come out of this. And I'm a firm believer. I'm a firm believer in God. And I know if you live in your life a certain way, and don't, everything was positive. Everything was positive. My attitude towards life was positive. My content that I was cranking out was positive. I mean, who doesn't respect a hustler? It really did something that a lot of other celebrities wouldn't dare do. You know, I was coming off of a big show. So me standing on the corner, you know, sometimes you'll have people laughing at me. You know, you'll have people like, oh man, you fell off. You know, I got it all. But then you'll have some people that support it. But now once they're discouraged, like I said, I might have been anxious, like, man, I wonder when I'm gonna get off these corners. Like, I wonder am I ever going to get another role? Like it was times where I was just like, God, you don't got me going through all this for nothing. I know you don't. That's the God's honest truth. I was like, you know what? I'm not putting in all this work, blood, sweat, and tears. Some days it would pour down raining outside while we were out there. We were out there doing the rain, sleet, and snow.
Wow.
I'm talking about even during the winter, during the wintertime being out in them streets of Washington, D.C., selling my merch out the trunk of the car after the wire ended. It would be times where my hands were so cold they was numb.
Wow.
Like I went through it, and it's documented in my documentary, Undeniable, the Trey Chaney story, which is on Tubi right now. You got me,
Ladies.
You got me right in the middle of the Walmart parking lot, the Target parking lot, with I ain't have a dime in my pocket, but I had my book, The Truth You Can't Betray, and you see me out there pitching my material to supporters who might have supported me on the wire, or even people that didn't even know who Trey Chaney was. But I got out there and I did it, and it turned into a beast. And now I'm like, it's nothing that I can't overcome. I don't care what it is, you know. And that's why, and that's my attitude today. I am what you call the massive aggressive hustler. That's who I am.
That's fact. And ladies and gentlemen, this is his documentary. If you need to be pushed, no matter what you're doing in life, his principles can be applied to anything. He's basically saying you outlast the obstacle and you'll get where you need to go. Check him out on Tubi, man. It's absolutely free. And you're going to get great value out of this man's inspiration as well as his motivation. Good look, man. Real good look. And now as we kind of fast forward up to your career. We spoke about Kendrick, Saints and Sinners. And I know a lot of people saying Kendrick is one of these people who's just been bad on his luck. And I'm going to show you guys what my man be doing on Saints and Sinners. Take a look at this.
Season 1, when I was introduced in the finale, you know, just being able to portray this character that was lost, he was broken, you know, the relationship with his father.
Mom.
Just tell me it's not true, please. Tell me it's not true.
I wanted to tell you when I found out who you were. I wanted to tell you that I'm just sorry.
Why? Why did you kill him? That was my baby. That was your brother.
Mom, that bullet was not meant for him. If I could bring her back, if I could do anything, I would.
Yeah, man.
Whoa. Get it in, my brother. Get it in. Talk to me about your experience on Saints and Sinners, and then I'll round you to We Own the City.
Well, Saints and Sinners, you know, I was called by my brother George Pierre, who's the casting director, him and Leah Daniels. And when they called me, they said, you know, you're going to be playing this character, Kendrick Murphy. But again, I was only supposed to be, I want to say, just introduced in that season finale of the first season. And I didn't know I was coming back for season 2, and then another, then 3, then 4, then 5, and now 6. So Kendrick is a character that's just battling, trying to be accepted by the family that he's never had. Of course, his luck is not good at all. You know, he's been stabbed, he's been shot, you know, he's been buried alive by his own grandmother. So you can only imagine these type of emotions that this character has to bring to the table. You know, I can't, you know, that's Saints and Sinners on Bounce TV is one of those shows where every single cast member is on their A game. You know, we talking about Jasmine Burke, Christian Keys, Donna Bisco, Keith Robinson, you know, David Banner playing Pastor Green, Vanessa Calloway, Ashani Roberts, Don Kinney, Clifton Powell, you know, I mean, Carly Red, JD Williams, you know, I'm naming the whole entire cast because these people are amazing. You know, we just added Mike Bless on the show. He plays Ray Ray. And this show, everybody has to bring their A game because it's it's a small ensemble cast. So everybody's you paying attention to everybody. And just being on there since day 1, 6 seasons, and watching this character Kendrick Murphy develop. I can't leave out my homegirl Patrice Fisher, who plays Stacia Cunningham, who plays my love interest on there. You know, the writing is brilliant. Nigel Campbell is amazing. Courtney Miller, our amazing director Russ Parr, and just still being able to say, man, another show, another 6 years, 6 seasons. I did 5 seasons on The Wire. Now I'm on Saints and Sinners. I'm on my 6th season. So it just goes to show, man, I'm getting these type of opportunities that people would do anything for. Like, wow, this, I'm so I don't take none of it for granted. I'm humbled by it. And that's what makes me go harder. That's what makes me go even harder. I'm like, you know what? God bless me with this opportunity. I can only take it and run with it, and I can only build off of this.
Opportunities rain down on you, brother, like Ashanti. Rain on me. They're raining down on you. Now we come full circle to what's on TV right now. We are at We Own the City. And ladies and gentlemen, I got a clip of him in We Own the City, getting it in, making an Anglo-Saxon cry using that big, deep voice that he's got in that body. Take a look at this.
Where'd this come from?
The city.
Be more specific. There's other bumblebees like this in your bedroom that tells us that you cop from the same guy on the regular. Who is he?
Goes by Black.
That doesn't really narrow it down that much.
His name is Anderson, okay? That's all I know. I roll into the city, and I roll out, and I don't even get out of my car.
Where do you cop?
All I got other than Black. Fuck.
Man, this shit is laying people out.
Wow.
Boy, you had that boy crying. Boy, you put that Barry White voice on him, had him crying, about to tell everything, man. Talk to me about what it's been like on that show so far.
Man, well, when you think about police officers who's supposed to be protecting the people, protecting the city of Baltimore, keeping the community safe, doing great police work. You get the Baltimore Police Department Gun Trace Task Force, who does the total opposite. They use their power and their authority to commit robberies, anything from corruption to, planting drugs on people, more of mass incarceration, locking people up, and, robbing actual, like, drug. If they think you're a drug dealer, they're gonna rob you. So it's a very tough show. It's a tough subject. It's based off of Justin Fenton's book, We Own the City, about the whole rise and fall of the cops' corruption and everything that went on during that time. And my character, police officer Gordon Hawk, I'm the assistant to my partner David McDougal, and our job is to solve the drug overdose case. So we're sort of like the probe that sets the Trace Task Force in motion. Here, when they see me run under the truck with the tracker, plant the tracker and then go back to get the tracker, is 2 under there, because you have the Gun Trace Task Force planting the tracker to track down this guy so they can rob him. So it's like, whoa, and the crazy thing is, you wonder, like, wow, how they got away with this for so long. But I think when people walk away from looking at the show, it's 2 things: God don't like, and the second is what's done in the dark will come to light. And when that thing come back, it's nothing you can do about it. It's a very detailed show. David Simon, Nina Noble, George Pelicanos, Ed Burns. Then they bring in our amazing director, Renato Marcus Green. They just didn't miss. David Simon has always had a way of connecting law enforcement to the streets, to the media, to the politics, and it's just great television. And I'm just excited to be a part of another show with David Simon 20 years later. Like, this is, it's big.
And not to mention David Simon, but this in essence is almost a reunion of the original Wire character. Look at these character profiles from when they was young to what they are now. And all y'all doing the damn thing. I mean, just immaculate acting acumen is all throughout this show. And what does it feel like for you to be reunited with your brothers doing what you guys love to do?
Man, I love my brothers from The Wire. We're family. We've always been family. And, you know, I keep in touch with everybody. So, so the funny thing was when we were doing the table read, I seen Jamie Hector. You know, I see Jermaine. You know, I see Nathan Corbett. I see Chris Klein. I'm like, wait a minute, what is going on here? I mean, you know, because once we all get the call that we've been cast for this show, you don't know who's going to show up on that table read. Right. So, you know, I got cast for the show. So I get on the table read and I'm like, I'm seeing all my brothers, and it just made me think about David Simon. Like, man, he keeps his word. You know, he said, when I got something, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna reach out and I'm gonna see what's up. And like I said, man, this was an opportunity of a lifetime, and it's still, it's like HBO put us right back in that light. Here it is. They threw us the ball, and we running with it.
I told somebody jokingly, I said, this reminds me of the Shaq Anthony Hardaway days. Anthony Hardaway threw that thing up, Shaq caught the lob, and he's slamming on everybody, tearing down the rim. That's what y'all got going on right now. I mean, on HBO right now, because I don't see how they don't turn this thing into a full series. But before I jump the gun, I've got a super fan and a YouTuber, my sister, who wants to ask you 2 questions, and then we'll let her go. But she has been a fan of yours since The Wire. Ladies and gentlemen, bringing to the stage the homie Moochella.
Hello.
Moochella.
I'm so happy to be speaking to you. I love everything that you've been doing. One of your movies was my hidden gems, which was Secret Society.
Wow.
You know dope. The brothers on lockdown be watching Saints and Sinners. You know that, right?
I heard.
Yeah, that's their show.
Yeah.
So brothers that's locked down watch Saints and Sinners, y'all. Anywho, that's their show.
I gotta do a tour or something. I gotta visit the jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my first question is, I'm gonna go back to The Wire. I know y'all was talking about it. What was the day like? Well, let me start off by saying this. I do a panel once a week, and we are revisiting The Wire after 20 years.
Whoa.
We just did the first season, and the last episode we did was when you and Bodie killed Wallace.
Yeah.
So my question is, what was the day like for your character, and what did it feel like knowing that you were gonna do that? Like what was it like on the set? What was the day like on the set that day?
You know what, Moochella? It was a very sad day. I'm gonna be honest with you, because you know, when you get the script, you skim through it. You don't know who's getting killed off. You don't know what's going on. You just like, okay, let's see what's going on. And you know, once we found out that we had to off Michael B. Jordan's character Wallace, it was just like, man, those emotions that you've seen in that scene was real.
You know, you were crying in that scene.
With us, you know, crying and just the way that it was beautifully shot. It was like when Bodie goes to shoot, it's like me taking him out of his misery because I don't want to see my friend suffer like a dog.
Right.
You know, and that day it was, and I think, you know what, that day it was raining that day too. So that even made it worse. It was just a sad day, and I'll never forget it. You know, it was a moment which is being called a part of history now, you know, but at the same time, we were just there to comfort, you know, Michael B. Jordan. We were there to comfort him and like, look, man, this is, you know, once this scene airs, your career is just probably going to shoot up because people fell in love with that character Wallace.
Yeah.
They did. And that's a brother to us in real life, but having to do that scene, I'll just never forget. Those emotions were real. It was really a sad day for everybody, the crew, the producers, the showrunners, everybody.
I kind of figured that because you guys seem like you form a family
Yeah.
when you do this every day. So it is kind of hard to say, like, we're not going to see you tomorrow because you're not going to be in any of the scenes.
That's real. And I mean, that's another thing. As an actor, you say, wow, now this brother has to find another job, because that's what it boils down to. Where as an actor, it's two things. You get hired and then you get fired. And that's what it is. When you hired, you working, but when that show ends, it's like you got fired. You got to look for another job.
Right.
This is an actor,
Okay. And my second question, I love the fact that you're playing a good guy. When I seen you come on the scene, I was like, all right, he a good guy now. He not a dope dealer. This is good because I like the way everything went with The Wire because you was the only one that made it out of there.
All 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Yep.
You made it out and you ended up having a straight job.
Foot Locker. Yeah.
I remember.
And the
like
arc of that character, Poop. So many brothers in from city to city, state to state can relate to that. Because when you got brothers that's been in the streets, they done seen so much. And when we talk about mental health, I mean, just imagine what some of the trauma that these brothers have seen from an early age. And then when you finally get to a point where you're like, you know what, I'm sick of living my life having to watch my back all the time, and let me get a regular 9-to-5 job and let me go on a straight path. That's what ended up happening to Poop, the character. And I was like, wow, that's how they made me go out. And now 20 years later, a cop. We own the
I know, right? Because you didn't get arrested, so it could be believable that like if it connected. I'm just saying.
Who turned a cop? Yeah.
Yeah. And a by the book dude. So that was the good part about it. My second question is, like I said, my hidden gem was Secret Society.
Yeah.
And that was a deep, intense movie.
Yeah.
What did it take for you to play that character?
Yeah, to transform into O.
Yes.
First of all, Secret Society is one of those films that's going to be talked about for years to come, more and more years. It's a deep film, and Miasha Coleman is a brilliant writer and producer, and along with Rich Coleman, who's also an amazing producer, and Jamal Hill actually directed it. And when you have actresses like Erica Pinkett, who played Tina, and you got Raina Love, who played Celeste, which was my love interest, played O. One thing about that character is, as an actor, you want to push yourself. You want to push yourself as an actor, and you want to challenge yourself. And that role for me was a role that I discussed with Miasha in the beginning. I'm like, so what is this? And once I read the script, I said, I'm very comfortable with who Trey Chaney is, as a man, as a husband, as a father, as a grandfather. But let me step outside of who I am on a personal level, and let me turn into O to share this story with plenty of O's in the world who may be a little afraid to be true to themselves and be true to who they are. And with Secret Society being a film about these two women, trans women that go around and they doing their thing, they messing with all the high rollers, the ballers, but they hold this particular secret in mind because they're afraid of what people or what the guys would think. And then when, as you can see through the film, it's consequences to certain situations with certain guys. But my character, it was almost like, well, this is I already knew the secret, and I'm comfortable with you being who you are because I got a secret of my own. I'm comfortable with being who I am in my skin. And then it sort of like just came together to be a beautiful story, and man, I just, that's one of those roles in films that, again, I was happy to be a part of that, because I'm like, what, now I'm telling a different story as an actor, and that's what I do for a living. I tell stories as an actor, but at the same time too, it's, I respect everybody. I respect every single human being, and whatever a person's preference is, whoever they love, that's who they love. Whatever my preference is, who I'm loving, that's who I love. And that's what it is, and I just advise everybody, man, Amazon Prime, go watch Secret Society, and you might see yourself in some of them characters. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? I mean, but at the same time, I was honored to be a part of it.
Wow.
Okay.
Good job, my sister. Good job. Look at you.
So much. Thank you so much.
Moochie.
We're doing the Wire, the finale, but I'll ask later.
Okay.
I know you. I gotta go, but I'll wait.
Okay. All right, my sister. All right. So Trey, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get you on this off ramp, my man, because time is so valuable, and I'm grateful that you've given us so much time to really get to know you, understand your struggle, and understand what it is that makes you tick. And so, as I'm getting you on this off ramp, like you said, you're acting, you're doing music, you're producing, and for those of you that haven't heard some of his music, I got a clip of that too. Take a look at this.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to get all of it, you got to go to his YouTube channel to get the rest of it. But the question I have for you, Trey, is, of all the things you're doing, what is the most gratifying for you? Is it acting? Is it producing? I even hear you're starting to do some writing. Is it rapping, the music? Which one of all these different entertainment hats that you wear is the most gratifying for you?
Lamont, that's the hardest question I've ever been asked in my life. Because and I'm gonna be honest with you, man, because I love entertainment. And I'm a part of historical moments in entertainment. I'm a part of huge shows and films. I'm a part of opening up for some of the biggest artists in the world. So it's a tie. I would have to say acting and rapping. I have to say both, because acting is what got me discovered. What got me discovered? Music. That got me discovered. But acting is what put me in the light, in the forefront, in front of the whole world.
Okay.
When I get these opportunities to open up for Snoop in front of 20,000 people at State Farm Arena in Atlanta, and when Big Daddy Kane takes me on tour, it's like, whoa, I'm getting introduced to a whole nother audience in music. But acting, I definitely have to say acting first, and then music.
Gotcha. You have the benefit of, as they say, hindsight being 20/20.
Yeah.
So we're going to go back in that Wayback Machine right now.
Okay.
You are Trey Chaney, decorated actor, decorated rapper, decorated entertainer. You're sitting at this cusp where you're sitting at today talking to me. If you could jump in a time machine and go back to 1999 when I graduated high school, what would you say to young Trey Chaney at that moment as he's getting ready to embark upon a stellar career?
I would tell a younger Trey Chaney, stay the course, because the road is bumps in the road. But if you can overcome those bumps, and the way you overcome those bumps, you stay patient, and you stay patient and you stay ready, so you don't never got to get ready. You got to put those two together. And I'm talking to myself now. I tell myself this every day. So that's what I would tell the younger Trey Chaney who's watching everything that we're doing now. Everything is a process. It's a process. Wow. Yeah.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, this man has a documentary out on Tubi. Go check it out if you're lacking on the motivation and inspiration you need to get you through. He's got all his links in my video description. IG, YouTube, Twitter. Yeah. He's one of the most interesting men in all of entertainment. And we're going to get him out of here on this question. What do you want your legacy to be in the entertainment industry when you finally decide to hang up any shoes that you want to hang up in this industry?
I want the people to know what my legacy meant to the world. Trey Chaney was here to inspire, motivate, and encourage through love, to never give up on your dreams or your goals or anything that you want to accomplish or aspire to be. Just have the tunnel vision. Stay 10 toes down. Put your head down and skate.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Trey Chaney. Trey Chaney, we're going to give him that Hollywood clap on out of here. Let's give it to him again. My brother, it's been an honor. I'm going to get us out of here. I want you to hold on for a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe. His links is in the description. I expect this man to be flooded with new subscribers, new viewers. I will be back tomorrow to give you guys the rundown on what's going on in Hollywood. Till my next Sexy as Hell video, I'll see you guys.